Boom.
Yes. Biddly, but yes, yeah. Here we go. Ain't nobody down round here. You know what time it is. Get that badger in and on and over here. I had to move back to get his greatness in. I've not been online for 7 days or something, 8, 9 days or something. I've been away, got back late last night. I've been on holiday, so there's not been no wrong. I've just been catching some rays like it was red as hot. I don't know if I could even deal with it. I probably wouldn't go away in July again. I can't just mong out, you see. I like to, obviously, unless I'm in booze or having a few beers or something, but I don't class that as monging out. I like to potter about and get about, keep moving. You know, I can't just like bake. It's not in my style, but I do have a bit of a tan before anybody gives me pelters, but it's just because the white background of the thing makes me look pale. But I don't really care about being brown either. Quick shit vid, that's not why we're here. I know the clock watchers will be all over me, even though I'm just sort of like dropping in for the nice messages that I've had saying, oh, where have you been? Well, I'm just telling you where I've been. I'll be live tonight. I'll do a live underlap about 8:30, I reckon, tonight for an hour or so. I've got loads to talk about, so I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet. I'll go more over it in the live tonight, but I just thought I'd drop in. On a funny note, it's the first time I've typed into Google Leeds United news or Leeds United for a week or so, other than just sort of like flicking through Twitter and trying to keep on top of stuff as much as I could. And we are no longer in the Championship. So obviously I always said 100 points, top at league in the Championship. And I'm like, we're still a Championship, still the Centurions, but now we are 11th in the Premier League. So it finally says we're 11th in the Premier League. And I am more than well aware that it is alphabetical, kids. So don't come up with me with that. But 11th is where we're going to stay in it. Between 11th and 15th is my aim. Well, my aim is to go and win the league. I'm sure Farker's along on board with that. But realistically, you know, I think if we can get 11th to 15th, I think we'd have an absolutely flying season there. And we certainly would be, there'd be plenty to build on and we'd really be attracting players. I'm not into this aim for 17th thing that we've been talking about pretty much all pre-season. That's not for me. I'm aiming for 11th in the hope that we finish 15th. Jack Harrison, I'm going to do a bit more of a video on him in general. Apparently he's been, well, not apparently, I've seen him on a video that he's back at Thorpe Arch. He gets loads of shit, as we know, but it sort of shows his professionalism, really, like getting back into training. You know, he could just sort of kick up a bit of a fuss. I know people would argue he's not really wanted, but, you know, there is apparently, Moyes is apparently open to taking him back to Everton. We've got to take emotion out of this. I'm going to do a full video on it, a bit more of a breakdown on what I think of what I actually think why Jack Harrison could be a good addition to the squad. But ultimately, we're now a winger down without Solomon, and Harrison has abundance of Premier League football. There's only really him from the former squad when we was in the Premier League that hung around within the Premier League. He's a Premier League footballer, whether people like to wear that or not. You know, there's plenty of footballers like Iwobi, for instance, who gets loads of shit, but they've always been Premier League footballers. You know, thinking back to, I don't know why Charlie Adams in my head, but, you know, he got to move to Liverpool and stuff. He was obviously a decent player, but, you know, he's always probably not always a Premier League footballer, but certainly was of the standard. So it's just sometimes, you know, if he's going to be your fourth best winger at the club, let him be the fourth best winger at the club. He's never going to let you down. He's always going to put in 100%. I think we can just get over it and just, you know, take the emotion out of it. I do personally think he'll still end up getting a move somewhere, because I think we'll be looking elsewhere. But if we can't bring in another winger, I think it's a no-brainer really to keep Jack Harrison. Similar to Sam Byram, I think most rational people sort of know that this is absolutely fine that Sam Byram signed for an extra year. Reliably, he was a beast in the bleep test. He made a joke on the Leeds United channel with the like pre-season training, saying that he's getting younger, not older. So he won. Him and Peru Parrizli were joint first, which sort of says quite a few things about Peru Parrizli that I've been trying to say all last season, that maybe he's not as slow as everybody makes out and not as cumbersome as everybody makes out. You know, it's just he doesn't look particularly rapid, and he has a bit of more of a demeanour that he's a bit more chilled out and relaxed. Goodmanson were there, Biol. I'm going to need some help with this gadget's name, but Borneau. So definitely going to need some help pronouncing his name. Obviously, bringing in players, it does spark the whole story about Sunderland, which we will get to. Longstaff, I was absolutely buzzing. And Nemecha was there as well. Sorry, in the video. I was buzzing when I saw this while I was away about Longstaff, because I've been banging on about him since Godwell had, and for the past couple of seasons now. And obviously we just missed out on promotion last year, and I thought it would have been a brilliant signing then when many didn't, and I still think it is. We apparently had a third bid rejected. There's some talk that we're going into a fourth bid now. I don't get too much involved in how much we are to spend on players and what we're doing with players, but I don't understand the goons on Twitter that come out and say like 9 million plus add-ons and I will not go any further. I'll tell you, and then somebody goes, yeah, I'll tell you what I'd do 10 plus 3. It's like, what the fuck are you on about? We're now on about like James McAtee, who's back after this alleged transfer blow with Longstaff. We're just trying to get, I thought 12 million in the first place were pretty cheap for Longstaff anyway. Apparently Man City want up to 25 million for James McAtee, but he's got to be worth that because he's played about 18 times in his entire Man City career. It's about the here and now, isn't it? You know, you might get more of a player out of James McAtee. Obviously, we know exactly what Sean Longstaff is, but it's about the here and now. I'd be up for James McAtee, just to be absolutely clear. But don't start talking to me about the under-21s and let's go back down this road because he's decent in under-21s. He's definitely a decent player. But I'm not sure if I want what I'd want. I'd want both. I'd take both. But James McAtee's a much bigger risk. He went to Sheffield, didn't pull up any trees, in fairness. They were shit, granted. But, you know, that is shit as shit does. People are saying we're aiming for 17th. So if you're aiming for 17th, don't you want Sean Longstaff in, who's just definitely going to be of that level, you know, can push us on to the next level, I do believe. I think he'd be so mint. I can't stress enough how anybody doesn't think. I don't understand where people get the money from. It's just like, oh, we've offered this and they've rejected it. Like, Newcastle know the worth of him. And people saying, oh, it's the fourth and fifth choice midfielder, I'd never pay more than 12 million for the fourth or fifth choice midfielder. Like, what do you mean fourth or fifth choice for who? Arsenal take loads of rejects and they all perform, don't they? El Ganga, that Elanga guy, he's now on his way back to Newcastle, for example. Well, or off to Newcastle from Notts Forest. He was a Manchester United reject, and I thought he was mint at the time. They perform to high levels, these players. They don't need babysitting relentlessly. It's like, just because you're fourth or fifth choice in an excellent side, Newcastle are an excellent side. They're better than Man United. Elanga couldn't get in the Man United squad. In the Man United team, he played a few games, always looked decent to me, always looked a threat. Then goes off to Notts Forest, who were cannon fodder. He's excellent. They have a brilliant season that they will not have this season. They will drop right off. Then gets his move to Newcastle, and then again he has to fight again. So he's probably the fourth choice winger at the club for Newcastle. So what happens to Elanga now? Would you not, if you were a promoted side with Elanga, would you not take Elanga now? Are you mad? Because Notts Forest would have him back immediately, wouldn't they? So it just does mad in, and then it sparks all the Sunderland crew. And honestly, I find it tiring. It's about getting the right players in for our plan, not just any player for any plan. Geldart and Greenwood are back. Giabi's back. Obviously, we've got a game on 19th of July in 9 days against Man United, which is obviously mint. Do you think it's a bit weird for them boys? Do you know what I mean? Like Greenwood coming back, Geldart coming back. Not so much Giabi on the basis that, he's not really been at the club long, but Geldart and Greenwood have sort of been here since real youngsters come through. I don't know. It's just like never, and sometimes didn't always get the loans out, sort of played for us in Prem a bit. It's like, must be a bit like, oh, fucking hell, I'm back to Leeds again. Like, not in a bad way, but, I'm sure they get a great pre-season out of us and stuff. But they must think, where am I going? What am I doing? But I don't know. What are your thoughts on all that? I know I've just a bit of a ramble. I was going to try and go over all sorts, but I just thought, what better way of just dropping in, really, and having to see what you're all up to and that, and let you know that I am well and will be back pelting the videos out like there's no tomorrow, although there will be a tomorrow because I'll be pelting videos out during tomorrow. And I'll be live tonight for about an hour about R8, doing a quick underlap. We'll shoot some shit, and you can anything that I've missed, you can keep me updated. So you can do me a favour for once. That was a joke. You all do me favours by commenting, liking, subscribing. I appreciate every which one of you. Take it easy, everybody. I'll see you tonight. Peace.
Boom.